had a huge crush on him then.
Oh, wow.
He didn't really. I was just one of the other students in college. Then I came back to
And here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So quite dramatic.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to Onsurity presents OffStage, a podcast where we discuss work, art, culture, life. And today we have a couple with us, a par couple, because they are parring through a lot, and I'll get to that. And by lot I mean they teach, they work, they do software development, they act on stage, and they also act on in life, right? So
Don't we all?
yeah. So we have Tania and Sagnik here. And guys, why don't you introduce yourself so the audience know you better?
Thank you for having us, Sourav. Tania?
Okay, so I'm Tania. We have started this academy called Abhinay Academy. But apart from that, I'm a teacher. I'm a full-time teacher. I'm a theatre teacher. I've been teaching theatre for over 5 years. Before that, I was a journalist for over 6 years. And I'm basically a storyteller and a performer.
Right.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Yeah, so I have been a software developer for the last 12 years and I have been involved with theatre for as long as that.
Okay.
I remember with just 1 month of experience, I joined my first play. I went to my first rehearsal. And since then, there has been no going back. And my life is constantly corporate and theatre. These two things have, taken up a lot of my time. Like the little that's left, like for all my energies, everything, theatre has been very close to my being altogether. So, yeah, I have been in Bangalore for close to 12 years and been doing theatre as long as that.
So I have heard that theatre got you guys together. So why don't you tell about that a little bit?
I think I would like to start the story and then I'll let Tania take over.
Sure.
So I think the first time, so for context, we both are from St. Xavier's College, Calcutta, and I am 2 years senior. So I remember the first time our paths crossed was at a rehearsal or a workshop that was happening from the Xaverian Theatrical Society.
Okay.
And that's the first time we interacted. And then I think we were Facebook friends on and off. There was a time when you added everybody on Facebook. Everybody in your college was supposed to be in your friend list. You were friends with everybody.
Those were the days.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was connected with her that way, and then we talked a little bit. And then why don't you go on about?
So it's a funny story because then because I was a junior, he was a senior. I mean, he didn't really pretty much know me or see me as I had a huge crush on him then.
Oh, wow.
He didn't really. I was just one of the other students in college. Then I came to Bangalore. Life moved on. We had our respective lives. We did our masters. Then I was working as a journalist, and I came across his play. I interviewed his director, and I asked for an actor's number, and that's when he gives me Sagnik Sinha's number.
Okay.
I see that name and it strikes a bell, and I'm like, is this the same Sagnik? So then he said, why don't you just talk to him and see?
Got it.
And then that's when we started talking, and again then it was obviously we didn't immediately click then. We again started talking as acquaintances. Then we did our first production together as Backstage.
Okay.
Where
with Ashish Sen, yes.
Right.
It was called The Open Couple at Chowdia. This was back in 2017 or 18.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when we discovered that we have this mutual love towards theatre, and because you were doing the backstage then we were not in the forefront, and that's where backstage is like the backbone of theatre. That's where everything happens, and we're pretty much putting it together.
Right.
And
And here we are. Here we are.
So quite dramatic.
Yes.
Yeah. Theatre and work, you spoke about that you have juggled for the last 12 years, and you are a teacher, so that's also practically work in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, workplace, all those dynamics come into play, and there you teach theatre. So, I mean, you are the best people with that we can talk about what we are doing, and you know what we are doing at Onsurity Office Drama.
Yes,
so,
yes.
we'll come to that. But just wanted to know what's your take on theatre and work, and how these two worlds, in Marvel terms, incursion, how does that happen? So, what's your take on that?
So I've been in corporate, journalism, but that also is pretty much
True.
corporate. So I've been in the corporate setup, and then I've been in school, which is also a corporate setup. That's
right.
These big schools are nowadays.
Right.
And in both of these places, it's been. We all have certain versions of ourselves in the workplace, and the different kinds of setups that I've been. I've seen different kinds of people who've come and different ways in which they have had to work. Teachers, of course, we have to be a certain way in front of students, in front of how we are with our students is very different from how we are with the other colleagues in the staff room.
It's almost like a performance also for a teacher, right? When you explain stuff and all that. So it's also like that.
Also, not exactly, because you're working with children. Children catch you if you're being fake. So if you're being fake with them and being all, you won't really be able to connect with the students. So there also you can't really perform or put on an act, because students will not really, you won't really have that bond unless you want to be a teacher like that.
Got it.
So there again, even though you're performing, because you're standing in front of an audience, you have an audience in front of you, you're standing in front of an audience and you're delivering a lecture, you're teaching something, it becomes a performance. But at the same time, you have to be honest. You can't be putting on a fake front.
Right.
That's what we do as theatre artists as well. Even though we are putting up a performance on stage, it is not a real world, it's a make-believe world.
Right.
But at the same time, we have to keep some authenticity, some honesty to it for it to reach you.
Correct.
So it's the same for teaching as well.
Got it. And if I have to ask you, Sagnik, that if there is one character that you have played on stage, and if it has any sort of similarity of what you play in your workplace, can you name that one character or any similarity between those two?
Not one character per se, but I remember this play that we did, Arun Mukherjee's Jagannath.
Okay.
We did it in English called A Terrorist Hanged.
Achha.
So there was this character who was basically a pushover, and people. He was a village. Was a village idiot in a way.
Okay.
Who was pushed around by people all the time, and in order to keep the peace, he would let people walk all over him in various different ways. He was exploited, and so much so that his own extended relatives would refuse to be related to him altogether. And from there on, he kind of finds his voice and does something remarkable. I wouldn't go into the plot of the play.
Of course.
But I think that character is something that resonates with me whenever you talk to me about being a corporate worker. As to, when we all join this workplace, we try to, or at least the generation I am from, nowadays Gen Zs are very brazen about these things.
Yeah.
We were not.
Yeah.
We were timid.
Yes.
And learning the ropes, not having that self-belief and that confidence to eventually figuring things out and how things work, and then taking charge. I think this is a journey that we all undertake when we work in corporate for a long time. And so, since you asked about the character, I think that character's journey through the play is kind of resonates with my journey as a corporate worker all these years.
Wonderfully put. And since I'm catching a buzzword, Gen Z. Whenever you hear it, we need to talk about it. So, do you think Gen Z is now, like, we are from a different generation, and how these articles that we read about, they are in a different league when it comes to discussions at work, or how they approach work and how they approach talking to their bosses and all this stuff. So do you think that they act, or they are just being themselves and they don't fall into the place where we talk about office and theatre and putting on a mask? So they are all brazen, as you had rightly said. So what do you think about that?
think they are doing what has not been done for the longest time, and they're just reflecting like, hello guys, why like why are you putting on this front? I mean, we all know. Let's just be authentic.
Right.
Now authentic is the new cool.
Correct.
I mean,
That's the word.
We would be like, we need we need to be professional, you need to be a certain way. But Gen Z is like, your unique voice, your whatever you are, you're uniquely you, and that needs to show. And that is something that it's brilliant how Gen Z has really got onto that, because we were running away from that, and now through theatre and art forms and different ways we're trying to reconnect to what we originally are. And Gen Z is like, hello, this is what we are.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
And I mean, it brings me to my next question. You started by saying you guys have an academy also,
right?
Like, so what about that? And just tell me about it a little bit.
So we just because we're in the initial stages of setting it up and everything, we basically wanted a space where we could just practice our art form, and it's not just us. A lot of our theatre friends around us, we've always talked about just meeting up and wanting to practice, not for the sake of putting up a final production or for a certain play, because that's how we work as theatre artists. We meet for rehearsals for a specific play or a production, and then we put it up on stage. But there's no room like musicians have a jamming room. Artists have their own collectives or spaces where they can explore their art. Theatre, we don't really come together for the sake of just practicing our art form, not for the end goal of a production, but just for just being in practice, being in tune with that. That is the larger vision, but also because I'm a teacher and I've been working closely with children, I want to create a space where I can impart whatever that I've been teaching along with Sagnik, because both of us come with very different set of experiences and talents, and there's a lot that I know that he doesn't know, or what he knows I don't know, and that's also what got us together. And I feel like together, if we are able to impart that kind of knowledge to children to begin with, and now that we're opening it up to children, a lot of our theatre friends are coming to us and saying that we want to also learn from you.
Wonderful.
So we're like, okay, I mean, if that's what we want. We want to create a space where there's a lot of learning from us, from other artists, from other, not necessarily just theatre artists, probably even movement artists, or any artist that's in line with abhinaya, expression, about just allowing yourself to
That's the name, is it?
Abhinaya Academy. Also, piggybacking on what Tania just said, we are not an acting training school. That's not what we are. We want to train you with theatre. Now, there's a difference. Now, the difference is, I feel theatre training is much more than just acting. It's about being able to collaborate. It's about showing up to rehearsals on time. It's about learning a set of lines and doing them the right way. There are certain activities of theatre that not just children, even if adults want to, there are certain values that you can learn through practice, through the mere practice of theatre.
Of course.
So I think a theatre workshop is not just to make you better actor. It also, you will empathize. When you putting yourself in the shoes of a character of a play written by somebody in the 18th century, and you're saying those lines, trying to live that kind of reality. So that teaches you how to empathize. So next time when you, as a senior manager, you see a junior hesitate while talking to you, you have that understanding, so that they are maybe uncomfortable about sharing something with me, and they are being hesitant. So all these kind of skills theatre brings to the table, and we believe that there's a philosophy here that using theatre training to make you better equipped at life.
Got it.
Which is what we want to.
I mean, I feel that there is also scope in you guys going to corporate training also.
Yeah.
In a way that you can reach out to offices where various teams, you can do sessions with them on theatre, and this can be those bonding session as well, which usually goes into the boredom. I mean, we have been a part of a few. So this can be something really interesting where theatre makes a proper impact. And what you just said, I mean, the theater as a device of teaching or imparting those knowledge, I mean, that's a crazy thing. But tell me something, software development, teaching, then Abhinaya Academy, where do Netflix and where does it come in?
So for us, Netflix and chill is equal to going and watching a play.
Ah.
Most of the weekends we're either at Rangashankara Jagriti or any place where there's a good play happening. That's our idea of Netflix and chill. Of course, we also watch Netflix.
Yeah.
We do watch movies and stuff. But that's like while eating, or it's not like we dedicate time to Netflix and chill because we have other things happening.
Got it. So work-life balance, I mean, how do you guys manage? And because that's why I said par couple, because you guys are parring through a lot. So again,
see, these are choices in life, and as a couple, when these choices align, things become easier. Like the other day, we were talking, and I made this observation that we need to watch more movies. Like a few years back, it was like, okay, I need to watch more plays. Now it is we need to watch more movies. Because since we both are into theatre, we are either going for rehearsals separately or together. We are going for plays. And so, of course, it's a choice. It's a priority. And the fact that aligns with how we both individually want to spend our free time along with how we choose to spend our time as a couple, the fact that aligns, that really helps. And there are sacrifices involved in that, of course. I mean, like there have been days in the past, not now so much, where I would go for a rehearsal at 6 a.m, attend office afterwards, attend another rehearsal in the evening, and get back home by 12. And which meant giving up on, socializing with my friends, time to, like I can just kick it and drink myself in the weekend. I wouldn't do that. So these are sacrifices, but not in the way, like, it's a choice that, we both seek to make. Yeah.
So, I mean, don't you think that when you focus so much on theatre also, beyond work, and you put that much of effort, and I'm sure that when you guys do theatre, I mean, that has some commercials part to it as well. And don't you think that whole theatre world of yours can slip into the work world, like, you consider it as work and you get tired of it, and what are the chances of that happening, and why for usually people who are trying to do, like, I'm into music, but I'm not doing it professionally. I work, and then when I go home I sing for myself, or I strum the guitar for myself. So that is never work. But for you guys, you guys are also doing theatre, and you also have an academy which has a little bit of a commercial part to it, which becomes work, keeping the the ledger, those things. So do you think that there is a possibility that can become work, and you guys won't be able to distinguish between both the worlds?
So I'm going to be full-time practicing theatre and full-time spending my time at Abhinaya.
Okay.
So that is going to take off a lot of this work-life balance.
Right.
Juggling will sort of get prioritized now. I'm prioritizing to just doing this full-time. So we are hoping that should work out.
That's
so long we have been managing.
Okay.
So
I mean, if we face that problem, that will be a good problem. We need to get to that phase first, where we have successfully, been able to earn our full-time livelihood from theatre training and these workshops. So we will cross that bridge when we get to it, hopefully.
Because that is a concern, no? That livelihood thing,
sustainability
with theatre.
Of course, yes, yeah. And this is a venture that we think will work.
Right.
I mean,
and all the best with.
Thank you so much.
Seriously.
And I think we have something unique here that
of course.
we can impart.
Got it. And we also have something unique, office drama. Let's come to that. So for everyone, in my last podcast, we have discussed about office drama, and I told you that, please register. We were in the registration phase. Right now, the registration is closed. We have got nearly 30 theatre groups coming and registering for office drama, and we are currently shortlisting it. And so we'll soon, share the results, and we are very excited. We will be hosting office drama sometime in July. We'll confirm the date and we'll say everything related to the event and how big and grand it will be and what follows, because Office Drama is not just that one event. Office Drama will be celebrating and will be using this content IP, this property throughout the year. And so you guys know about Office Drama. We have spoken about it. So what do you think about it as an idea that, work, people coming and doing skits about work, and then there is a contract, like right now we were talking about the sustainability and all that. And what we are trying to do is there will be 3 theatre groups who will get a 9-month contract from our end. And what they will do is they'll shoot content, and those content will go in the digital ecosystem on social media and all that. So in a way, we are trying to, make theatre artists a part of the creator culture and all those things. So what do you think about this entire ecosystem?
I think it is a wonderful initiative, because we always talk about how theatre needs to be backed by various patrons, corporate backing from a political level. It needs that help, because theatre is one of those art forms which has stood the time for, it's perhaps the oldest form of storytelling. And this has survived the invention of the radio, the television, the multiplex. So maybe what we draw from here is theatre is something very innate to human expression.
Right.
And so when we hear about something like Office Drama that you guys are doing from Onsurity, it gives us, it kind of blends the space between corporate and theatre. And like what I said earlier, they don't have to be distinctly apart from one another.
Of course.
One equips you to deal with the other better, and you can bring in stories from there that will make relevant content for theatre. I mean, this can be a to and fro exchange. It does not have to be a one-way.
Right.
And I am personally very excited about the Office Drama, not only to participate, but also to watch what plays come up and the different, because like a festival centered around Office Drama is going to be very interesting. We have lot of topics, do something on poverty, on women's rights, on religious lines, this, that. But Office Drama centric festival, that is new, that is unique. And that is something, so many of us theatre workers are also corporate workers.
Exactly.
Bangalore
Exactly.
is a corporate
Exactly.
and they're doing theatre.
Yes, and there's so many of us who fall in my category. So I think this will bring us together, and it's a wonderful initiative.
Thank you for this. And since you know that, and you have been active in the Bangalore Theatre Circle for 12 years. So this in our first season we are doing it in Bangalore, as you might know. And later on we might go and do it in various other cities, and we can do a nationwide thing. So do you think that in other cities also this idea of bringing workplace and theatre together and this Office Drama will have the same sort of reception? Because Bangalore has that startup culture and office and hustle, and it also has a very vibrant and very robust theatre culture. So do you think there are any other cities, I mean all the metros in a way, right? So why don't you take us through a journey of how the things of like theatre in India is?
See, Bangalore is known for IT, but workplaces are everywhere.
True.
Small and medium businesses are everywhere. And theatre, like when you look at the history of theatre in the world, organized workforces, the laborers would unionize and do plays to highlight their issues. So it was a means to, hold up a mirror to society. And it's not just about corporate. It can be, and no matter which sector you work at, and there will be relevant issues, because, there is always the employer and the employee. There is always the business owner and the working class. And there is always a power struggle there, and that is innate to the way the system works. And so to highlight the issues faced by the workers, and I think that is not just limited to the corporate IT world of Bangalore. I think that is a universal theme that way. And so I don't see a reason why other cities would not find this appealing.
Got it. And you are from Kolkata.
Yes.
And I am from Kolkata. So what do you think is the Kolkata theatre scene going on? Like, how is it? Like, you've been...
Easier to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I go to, not as much recently, but in the past, I would watch a lot of plays when I would go to Kolkata. My mom still watches a lot of plays.
Okay.
My parents. And what I hear from them, and of course, it's not fair to compare the Bengali vibrant theatre culture of Kolkata with the Hindi and English theatre that we do in Bangalore. If we have to compare it with the regional Kannada theatre that persists in Karnataka. So I don't think that is a fair comparison to begin with.
Right.
But like the regional theatre of Karnataka, like it is something that few of us, it is accessible to some of us, only some of us who speak the language. But at the same time, I think what I have learned is there's a very rich tradition here of. In Karnataka has a vibrant tradition of theatre.
Yeah.
Like be it the ancient folk forms or pioneers like Girish Karnad and all. Karnataka has a tremendous heritage. Even stalwarts today like Prakash Balewadi and all that. Today, Calcutta scene, since I have grown up watching it up close, so that is quite close to me, and that has shaped me in many ways. The kind of theatre I do, the kind of actor I am, the kind of person I am. Why not? The Calcutta theatre scene is really vibrant also, and the kind of work they do, technical stuff with lights, with production, with costume, they are like comparable to some of the best in the world. And in India, I think apart from Kolkata, the regional theatre in India is very vibrant. There's a street theatre culture if you go towards the north, and there is the great tradition of theatre in Maharashtra. And regional theatre, it brings me back to theatre being a very basic form of human expression. Regional theatre is very rich across the country, and Kolkata, with its vibrant tradition, and it still produces great original plays and adaptations of Western works, and there's some great work happening in Calcutta all the
There's
time.
a lot of good theatre happening in the rural areas as well. It's the cities that don't know too much about it. City people have the option of Netflix and chill, or go and watch movies, or go to the mall, or do regular city life stuff. In the rural areas, the theatre culture is much more rich and vibrant, and many people are involved in it.
Yeah.
Got it. So, I mean, for people who are watching this episode, they definitely love theatre. That's why till now they are with us. So why don't you recommend a few? Yeah. Why don't you recommend a few theatre that is going on right now in Bangalore, and they can just go and watch it? If you have to name a few, if you can.
He's performing.
Yeah. I mean, definitely self-promotion.
Like,
I mean, please.
We have done Silvate for close to 17 shows across the country, and we are bringing it back to Bangalore for 2 more public shows on the 6th of June.
Okay.
So that is something we have lined up. And then from Katputlia, Zafar is making a new play called Mahmud Gawan. Okay. It's based on the Bahmani Sultanate and the history surrounding that. And there are a lot of good plays that come from different parts of the country. Recently, Ujagar had a weekend in Jagriti, where we saw 2 amazing plays by Ujagar, directed by Ajit Singh Palawat. First was called Mithyasur, and the second one was Papa Painter.
Oh, wow.
2 very different plays, but an amazing weekend. Plays in Bangalore, they don't run back to back like we have in the West. Like they run for 3 months straight at it. We don't have that here. So I would have to book my show to see what is coming up over the next month in order to be able to recommend something.
Got it. One word that really caught my attention was Mithyasur. So I want to end the episode with Mithyasur, because all of us who are working in any corporate setup, all our bosses are Mithyasurs. In a way. We think that. I mean, when we are also bosses, I mean, that's the usual thing. So this episode is dedicated to all the Mithyasurs out there, like me as well. So thank you, Sagnik and Tania, for coming on the show and sharing so much about your life.
Something about the Mithyasurs in our life.
Please.
I have worked for a few organizations until now, and I would tell you I've done my best work in organizations where the managers encouraged me to do theatre.
Oh, wonderful.
I have been most productive in those organizations where my managers, they encouraged my hobby of theatre or were accommodating of that. When I said I wouldn't be able to be free this Saturday because I have a show.
Wonderful.
To take that stress off me that, I don't have to attend a call right before going on stage because... So, regarding all the Mithyasurs, there are some good ones. I'm sure you're one of them.
Of course. I am. So thank you again.
Thank you.
And for everyone, we are again shortlisting the entries for Office Drama. We'll be soon back with another episode of OffStage. And maybe we'll have Sagnik and Tania again in some time. And we would like to hear how Abhinaya Academy is now a roaring success. And I would also want to learn a few things from you guys. So maybe I'll also,
Thank you so much.
definitely. Thanks a lot. Thank you everyone.